Hey folks, Brad and Tony here on the B side. Just wanted to let you know before we get started, we here at Stylus are a compassionate lot, and when we see young people we feel are in the need of guidance, we kind of want to take them under our wing. And before the show got started, we saw this young man just wandering around with a stylus in his hand. It's like what, like he had no idea what to do with it. We said, you know what, we're gonna try and kind of take him under our wing and kind of just show him the way. He's new to the biz, so give him a little bit of slack here. But we're gonna bring in this young man. His name is Mike. Everyone meet Mike. His name is he's new to the game. Like I said, he might do some really terrible stuff, but let's pretend that it's awesome. Make sure the comments are all positive. We don't want to scare him away, because he's kind of new to the game. But here's Tony. Here's young Mike joining us here on the B side. Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Fellas, how you doing?
Would you pay $5 to sponsor me today?
Where's that?
$5.
I play the Sarah McLachlan music, but I don't want to get my
For only $5 a week, you can keep me ensconced in Chick-fil-A.
Right. For the price of a cup of coffee every 5 minutes.
Last time I sang we got demonetized too, so I can't do that.
So
what's up, super friends?
Hey,
yes, we got 3/4 of the gang here of the sculpting here. So we got lots of stuff going on here. Tony, you are working on this cool concept that we were looking at last week, the eyeball character. You're going to see Tony's got a lot of accessories to make, some lighting and rendering, all kinds of crap. Mike, what do you got today?
So a while ago, Brad helped me figure out the pose, fixing the pose on my Carnage. So I don't know if you guys remember this piece. It's an old one, oldie but a goodie. This is what we ended up doing, which was I have this tendency to to make people walk a way that they would not walk, which means if you swing your left arm out, usually your left leg isn't with it. It's usually one and the other. That's how we walk. And when I do all my poses, I end up putting left and left out. So on my original Carnage here, if we go back to this one, you can see he has left leg out, left arm out. And Brad told me very nicely about, 70 hours into this piece, you shouldn't do that. So I fixed it.
I strategically waited about 3 months before I brought it up.
By three months, he means about a good year and a half.
Yeah.
And the good news is I fixed it. The bad news is it is gone without a trace. So all we have is this picture. And so today I'm going to go in and probably fix it again to be the right way.
And when you did fix it before, you actually separated the torso and then mirrored it and then welded it back on?
I did. Yeah. It's not going to be fun with all this.
Did it work? I can't remember.
I mean, obviously it worked. I don't know how I did it. But that's like true with most things in life. I think that we'll get it to work. It's just going to be, I remember it being a pain because I sculpted in all of the striations in the muscle. Right. But anyway, that's what I'm doing today.
Cool. And folks, I'm going to be taking one of our characters for my little short that I'm working on, and just kind of like basically putting the rigs, taking the rig and kind of giving it a test drive. Basically, one of the ways to kind of find out how your rig is looking is to animate it and see what goes wrong. And I'm going to be doing my barbarian, but I just want to I took my little kobold guy from a couple weeks ago, and I started blocking in some poses just to kind of get a feel for how I want the run cycles to look. And I'm just kind of like getting a feel for, like the speed, like what the timing is that I want. And this is not really the way the kobold would run. This is probably the way the barbarian would run in terms of speed and the way it looks. But I just want to kind of get a feel for how many frames per step. So then I can play around with the barbarian today and not just make him run. I want to kind of make him do a little attack animation too with his axe to kind of put that rig really through its paces and see how it works. So that is where we are today. Again, we're just kind of playing around with whatever strikes our fancy today. Because again, this is a chill B-side here. Let's say hi to everyone who is here, guys. Oh, it's awesome. We have a bunch of folks here. Ben is here. Gus is here. Ram is here. Let's scroll down. We have all kinds of cool. You have Jamie's here. Mini Chicks is here. Look at this. This is wow. This is cool. This is like a little green room before the actual thing starts. This is Stream Elements is here. Our good friend. Arkham Red is here. 3D Mag is here. Nikita is here. Wow, this is awesome. Everyone's here. It must have been a leak. Someone must have leaked out that Mike was going to be here. Anthony's here.
This is all you, baby.
This is all. Yeah, it's all about.
I'm just a guest on your show.
He's just a vagrant we found outside. So I'm going to bring in my barbarian guy, and I'm going to start playing around with running some stuff. What are you doing? Oh, there's those veins on the eye. That really adds something.
Yeah, I couldn't. The texture wasn't working, so I thought I'd try to sculpt them.
Some guy named ML Creative is in the comments. I'm not sure who got Extreme Boss. Come on.
Is he screaming ambient occlusion?
Yeah, I was going to say, Streambot, do your job. Get this guy out of here. He was a little more subtle about this. Bradley has a tendency to suggest gently to Tony that a little ambient occlusion would not be amiss in his renders. He does it often. So we're going to see. Make sure while you're in ZBrush, Tony, make sure you crank up that preview AO because you need to see it. So when I'm doing my animation stuff here, one of the things that I have the most trouble with, honestly, is just kind of figuring out the timing of what I want, how things have to be spaced out, because timing is everything in animation. So what I tend to do is I tend to just grab a primitive and block out the overall keyframes that kind of represent what the animation is going to do. Now for a run cycle, it's not that big a deal. I just got this little sphere and I just kind of like bounced it up and down. And I wanted to kind of get a feel for how quickly the bounces were, and I kind of like connected them to when the footsteps would be. So I kind of got a feel for that. But what I want to do is have my little barbarian dude run with his axe and then do this kind of like flying leap and kind of come down with a chop. So again, I needed to kind of figure out, for the most part, how the timing of that would work out. So what I did was I got another primitive, this little guy, and you can see here how I gave him an axe. This little sphere is holding a weapon, and I animated this kind of just bouncing, and this is the sphere bouncing with the axe in its hand. And I wanted to get a feel for how long I wanted the jump to be and so forth. So as you can see here, as I play this, he's bouncing and then he jumps, boom, and then he comes down. So like I have a little bit of a jump up and then slam the axe down. So this is kind of like what I'm blocking out. So when I do the main poses, I kind of know where I want this little animation to start and where I'm going to have it stop and where the major poses are in terms of the height and so forth. So if you're animating something and there are some folks, Ram, for example, he's using the M word. He's talking about mix and though. What are you talking about, Ram? We don't say that word here. I'm kidding. But yes, good. See, Bradley came. Stop using mix and though. You don't do that. So no, don't use mix and though. But yeah, so I want to block out basically the timing of it. It's like blocking out a sculpt. Right? You need to have the right shape proportions and so forth before you can start doing stuff. Animation, you need to have the right timing before you start doing stuff. So this little guy here, this little sphere running with his axe. This is my barbarian proxy, and that's what's going to happen. I'm going to be using that as my guide. But first, I got to do the actual run cycle so I can kind of cycle it a few times and then lead into the jump. So just a little preview. That's what I'll be doing. I'm going to start blocking out the main poses of the run cycle here. Works out to be about 13 frames, going at 24 frames per second. Six frames essentially per step, which is pretty fast. But that's where we're going here. Let's get it all back up in this thing here.
I always take a quick little video on my phone and just import the video into the viewport.
If I'm doing like acting animation kind of a thing, I do the same thing, especially because little nuances in timing when it comes to like blinks and eye movements and stuff like that. You do that stuff without thinking, so I have to kind of watch that. running and stuff like that is essentially physics, right? It's just kind of like it's just so there's no intentional stuff. It's just bouncing and gravity. So it's a little bit more like if I'm being lazy, which I usually am. Plus, I'm telling you, I can't film myself running and jumping. I'd hurt myself. We can't do that.
Yeah, we're too old for that crap.
Yeah. So we can,
That's extra.
Speak for yourself. I'm a big runner and jumper.
No, we're gonna speak for you too, Mike. We're gonna go ahead and speak for you too.
Probably smart. Probably smart.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the last time I ran or jumped.
all right, what's Bradley saying? Mike, tell you guys what I did wrong with my 3D printing. What did Bradley do? What did he do?
Oh, okay. All right. So this is a fun story. It's a fun story. Bradley and I both got the Anycubic Photon M3 Premium. It's a nice big baller printer, and it comes with these air filters. And so Bradley, I don't know if you know this, he's a new papa. He got a new baby, and so he was complaining because his wife was complaining because the smell of the fumes was getting into the house, and she didn't like the smell of it. Makes sense. However, he said that his little filters that you run with the machine weren't working, that they sucked. And I was like, oh, yeah? I said, mine work great. I can't even smell the fumes at all. I've been running mine for 2 days. So he's like, no, it doesn't work. It's no good. Anycubic is, their filters are trash. So I was like, well, did you take the plastic off of them? And he's like, the what now? He goes, the what now? The what? So I don't know if you know this. Here, let me get this and show it to you.
Oh boy.
Let's see. This is fun. So there's this filter, you see. There's this filter that is inside of the printer. There's two of them, actually. There you go. This filter right here. And it has these nice little things on. You turn it on and you run it. Inside of here, oh geez. Inside of here is a little charcoal piece that comes wrapped in plastic. Bradley did not know that it was wrapped in plastic, even though the instructions say, before you use this thing, take off the plastic. And so he took off the plastic, and guess what? It works better now. So,
Oh, you think?
that's, yeah, do better, Anycubic.
I mean, they probably didn't say that in the instructions. You know what I mean? Like they need to kind of be thorough. They need to kind of let you know that.
Well, it was in bold, but I think it should have been bold and highlighted and underlined as well.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people were with those air filters during the pandemic.
They should just have a technician come to your house and basically do an install for you.
Those big air
Exactly.
filters, you don't rip off the plastic off the filter before you use it.
But I tell you all that to tell you this: I reprinted my Hulk heads in on the D2 and the M3, and the detail is silly. It's crazy how detailed this came out. I don't know if you guys can see. There's pores in the foots.
The pores in the feet are crazy clear too. Like that's not even like a subtle.
I showed Brad a picture of this yesterday. You can see the individual hairs in his eyebrows. So kudos to these guys for making the best printers ever. Anyway,
and if I recall, we made those the STL files like before we knew enough to do things like really over exaggerate the depth and stuff like that. Like that showed up without you even needing to kind of go beyond with the contrast, right? Like that was.
It's true. We originally I'll show you. So we originally printed this guy. How do words work? We originally printed this guy on my filament, my Ender 3. And he's actually this big.
Now is that the cast resin or is that the actual PL?
This is filament. This is all filament. Okay. The cast resin's in my closet. So you can see he's pretty big, and the hands are even bigger. Some would say toy big. But,
I almost wrote that about the fun.
I'm never gonna let it go. Ever.
Yeah. But no, the detail that's kept on the resin is insane compared to what the filament did.
Now, Jamie said the enhanced details macro helps too. So again, he's dropping some more macro knowledge. There's a macro in ZBrush for enhanced details? See, this is tough to know.
Well, that's good news.
I don't know if you can tell, but my barbarian dude is breathing right now. You can see this. He's just a little breathing.
Oh, look at that!
So when you do a rig, you can't forget that your dude needs to breathe. If you look very closely, his nose even, his nostrils even flare too when he's breathing. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you got to do. But
he's pulling a Terry Crews. You should tell people how you made your thumbnail this week, because I mean you're gonna get a mixed reaction. I'd like to see the mixed reaction, but your thumbnail was crazy, and that was made by Brad Groatman. He didn't just find a picture online. On that.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Brad Groatman made that. Just saying. It happened.
You know, the thing about that thumbnail is it's all about the angles. You see what I'm saying? It's all about the angle. The angle of the image. It's all dynamically slanted. You see. Graphic design is my passion, people.
You want to tell them? You want to tell them how you did it in one day? That amazing illustration. How you did that one day?
I'm just a really fast painter. That's what it is.
He fast as hell, son. He's very fast.
It's been a long mid journey toward getting this good. But you know.
So this is the thing. As much as the computers are coming to take everyone's job, and they are coming to take your job, doesn't matter what field you're in. Right. The simple fact is sometimes it comes in handy, and on the paved road to our mutual destruction, every once in a while you find a gold nugget. So Brad, why don't you tell them what you did to make that thumbnail?
So sometimes you have a deadline, and in that deadline, like you have a thumbnail, and you're going to be making a barbarian run, and not all of us can just sit down and draw a barbarian or paint a barbarian running. And if I probably could have, made my actual barbarian run, taken a picture of it, that would have made some sense. I didn't do that though. So I went to went to Discord, just hanging out on Stylus League Discord, and then I got lured into a dark corner where this bot said, "Hey, the first one's free."
Give a taste.
So I said, okay, I need a barbarian running. So I went into Midjourney and I typed in barbarian running, and this is what I got. I got this, and I thought, wow, that's not what I'm looking for. It's interesting. I mean, it looks vaguely runnerish. But you know what? There's a button that says remaster. So I said, okay, remaster one of those. And I got this, which is slightly different.
That's a problem.
Better. Yeah.
That is a problem.
It's slightly better. So
can we see the before again? Can you show us the before, please? Yeah, that's the before. I mean,
virtually identical, obviously. That remaster button doesn't do much. Except create an entire scene. But aside from that, I mean, what else are you gonna do? So again, when you need a thumbnail, you need a thumbnail. That's just the way.
That one button is me going out of business, you guys. That is all of my poster work going down the toilet, thanks to the computer terminator that's taking my job.
It was a good run.
Ben asked if
it was a good run.
Ben asked if I used the cursive technology, and the answer is no, Ben. I did not use Mixamo. I did not. So.
Shots fired.
Bradley acting like he doesn't know I AI that. Maybe he didn't actually. Maybe he was surprised.
No, did you hear him yesterday? All excited about it. He's like, "Oh my god!" I think he thought you just did it in a day. I think he thought you just painted it.
No, I did not. Emphatically, I did not.
No, you did not.
Oh, that's so the enhanced details macro, Jameson puts the results into a layer, and then you can slide it into. That's interesting. I gotta check to see again. Things to find out. Oh, what's up, Ivan?
Great.
See, that's a cool.
Nice.
He's got a cool icon there too.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to do. So again, folks, for those of you who don't animate very often, you need to block out your poses. You need to block out your poses. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, again, frame 1 and frame 13 are going to be identical. And this is my little sketch here. This was not done with Midjourney. This is sketch 1. He's going to be leaning forward, leaning into it, right leg forward, left arm forward, Mike, and see how they alternate. And
True.
So frame 1 and frame 13 are going to look just like this. And in frame 7 is going to be the exact same thing, but flipped. That's going to be the exciting copying and pasting of numbers into the channel box section of this whole process. It's very exciting. Try to stay calm.
Never.
You'll note that my barbarian has a little bit of a challenge in terms of running because this axe is a little bit on the large side. It does take up some space. So I just thought it was funny. And I like the fact that his shield is tiny. I might make the shield even smaller at some point. So I just think it's.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of the shield essentially just being a ring he's wearing. Also, just for the record, these little flappy things, which are really kind of annoying to animate, I'm not going to even bother with them until I've already gotten the animation down because I don't want to have to. If I have to change stuff, I don't want to have to go back and change these flaps. But just so you know, and again, this is just for those of you who might like rigging type related things. You'll see some of these curves, these control curves have double lines. And they have double lines. That means there are custom attributes on them that I can access through my channel box. And a lot of times these custom attributes are simply like visibility controls for other controls that I just don't want to have visible. So for example, you see here on his root control, kind of hard to see here, but this little pink guy, it's got a double line here. And if I go here into my channel box, there's a flap visibility control. If I turn that on, you'll see that each flap has its own little control, which I can either use just to rotate, but I can also kind of bend them and twist them and do that kind of stuff. So I have control to make these movable. I just don't want them visible while I'm keyframing everything at this point. And so while he's running, those flaps are going to be going through the legs and stuff like that. Just know, I'm aware, but we're going to adjust that after the fact. So, good to know. And now I'm going to do his first pose, which is him leaning forward. It's going to look stupid at first, and it may look stupid later on, but it's going to look really stupid at first. So just bear with me. Grab everything. Because animation is one of those things. It does have a lot of moments where you have to kind of like remind yourself it's not going to look like this when it's done.
Would you say that there are a lot of moving parts?
I wouldn't say that. I would probably think it, but I would have more sense.
Come on, that's clever. It's clever what I just did.
It is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Thank you. Tip your waitresses.
I'm here all the week. So you need to have a good forward lean. All of the people out there, like myself, who run all the time, probably already know this.
Love that running.
Can't stop. Whenever I'm driving to work and I see someone running on the side of the road, I have never once seen a person who's running who doesn't look really miserable and like almost near death. Like they look really, really, really exhausted. And like,
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you. Why is it that even though there is a perfectly good sidewalk that there's no one on? Men in particular do this. I don't notice so much with women. They always run in the street, like out where the cars are, so that you have to go around them or drive slow. Women don't tend to do that as much as guys, and I think it's just because guys tend to be a-holes a little more.
That's called
am I wrong?
Yeah, there's definitely that. Part of me thinks, and maybe this is me projecting my own thoughts on if I had to run. If it were me, I might kind of almost hope for death. So maybe this, maybe this is
It's the sweet release of a car hitting you from behind.
Come get me.
You don't even have to see it. It's just nice and smooth. It's just out. Yeah, I think I'm with Tony. I think it's more of a flex.
Yeah.
You're going to wait for me, whether you know it or not. Because I'm running. I'm being healthy, and you're in a car. Take that.
Oh, hi, Mario Cat. See, yeah, Mike T is on too. See, you never know. Oh, it's a
Okay, you never know.
Did you mirror? The most painful I've seen movie Stone and Expendables. It looks like he's in dire pain. I see when I see people running, they just never look. Ironically, they never look like they're healthy. They look like they're really just not doing so great. So, in trying to looking after myself, I think the best thing I can do is to not do that.
Listen, man, I made it through a lot of years not running. Why change now?
Also, there's nothing. I would need to have something to take my mind off the fact that I was running. So, like, if I could have maybe someone chase me with a chainsaw, then. But you know what? I think no, because even after maybe 20 yards, I'd be like, you know what? Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead.
I'd say that's a hot take on fitness. I think we could all get in better shape if we had somebody with a chainsaw behind us.
But even so, man, after a while, I'd be like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Just go ahead and chop away. And I also think that they might just not care after that. Like, you know what? It's not fun if you don't run. So maybe that's a way to. I mean, it'd be quite the gamble, but I'm betting that he won't try and kill me if I stop.
Indeed.
So I'm trying this thing where I rotate, where I actually slide him side by side as he runs. I don't know if we do that or not. Like I said, I'm not really a runner, but I'm somewhat hampered by the fact that he's got a very small head and very large legs. Also, somewhat hampered by the fact that my cat is on my keyboard, but it's not hammered there.
That could be a problem.
I think I'd be used to it by now. But, yeah.
Ooh, save your work, guys.
Ooh. Call there, Mike.
I had a crash this morning with Maya, and as it crashed, it said, "But we're saving it to a recoverable file." And you know what? It did, and it was recoverable. Wasn't that wonderful?
Wait, that was in Maya?
Yes. Let's hear it from Maya.
Must be nice.
Bring all the themes. You know, that's another thing. Yeah, exactly. If you're going to run somewhere, maybe not where cars are driving by, because you are going to be. Yeah, it's just, again, I just don't. I don't get it, but
it's just so people can see him, man. That's the thing. Like, I don't want you to miss me out there doing something. That's all it is. Look at me. Look at me. Am I right? Nobody? Okay. As I drink my big ass half and half from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, sponsor us. Sponsor the Stylus League, please.
Martial arts class is out for you guys. Yes, martial arts class is out, but not. One, it would have other people in it, I'm guessing, which is an automatic deal breaker. Also, there's no doubt that I'd end up getting punched in the face somehow, and I would never take any chance of having to go to the dentist if I didn't have to. So.
I heard getting punched in the face is not fun at all.
I try to avoid getting punched in the face. Like a good part of my philosophy is don't get punched in the face. It just seems, like you're just inviting that to happen when you go to a place where the whole point is often to. Not always, I suppose. I guess the point is not to get punched in the face, but I think that I'd find a way to have that happen.
That sounds wise.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if some people had been punched in the face, maybe they wouldn't have turned into the people that they are. And I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe they needed to be punched in the face.
You want to drop any names there, Mike?
Nope. Nope.
Should I be concerned about this?
Nope. think you know who I'm talking about. Should have been punched in the face.
I feel like you gotta get something off your chest, Mike.
Just saying. Just saying. You know what?
So you can see, I've decided that this is frame 1, and that frame 1 looks fine. Now I'm just going to take that same pose, transfer over to frame 13, so that it will cycle smoothly. And now this is the exciting part where I go right into the middle frame and then just swap the sides. Not the best. Okay. And I think there are probably things, Stern, you don't know if you know about this, like are there like plugins or things like that where you can basically just tell Maya or to kind of like mirror the pose with the control curve? I know in Blender has that.
I don't remember how to do it, but they implemented something like that not too long ago.
The goal here is to make it so that when you switch between the first frame and the middle frame, it looks exactly the same, but just with the other pieces different. So I'm just going to go back and forth and basically just copy and paste these values. It's not the most exciting part of the process, but it doesn't need to be exact, but it's not a bad idea. Frame 1. Okay. Now there's going to be some difference here once I change the torso, but with the legs being the same spot, that's the important thing. And frame 1 here. 1.2. Oh, yeah, already you got the arms switch. You got your arms switching a little bit. Oh, so you mirrored it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I made a copy of it and mirrored the top half. But I also went in and gave it more of a twist in the body, so he feels like he's like leaping a bit more now.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think that picture that I sent to you, I don't think that was our final. I think that we actually did do more of a twist in the torso. I think that there's a little bit more going on there. So yeah, it makes sense.
I hope so, because this one is feeling really stiff now that I look at it.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we had a lot more going on torso wise.
Yeah. You know, the thing that's interesting, I want to get some of that. There's a resin that's kind of flexible. It's bendy. Mm-hmm. And I think now I can finally print these tentacle things.
Oh, yeah.
And without having to worry about them like just snapping all over the place. So remember back in the day we were trying to figure out how to do that. Sometime?
I remember, yeah. So the when I printed out your Venom. There's like this soft black clay, like it's crazy. It's like foam almost, and it's very flexible. It just air dries, but then it's very flexible after. Like, it's really kind of cool. That's how I did the tendril things on that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Now, Rand, when you say training helps you tune up the other guys, does that mean hit them? is that what? Because I can see that, I guess, but again, I would think that would hurt. Like, I would think punching someone in the face would be actually quite hard on the old knuckles. It's my mouse hand.
Said no Street Fighter ever.
But I use that to adjust my GeForce T80.
My mouse
I
hand.
remember when I was just about finishing my grad school animation. I was out back and I was trying to light my propane grill, which incidentally I should never be allowed to do. And I was trying to light it, and the gas was flowing, and I was trying to light it, and I probably should have realized that after about 12 seconds of trying and no luck, I should have just stopped. But eventually, I did get it to light in such a way as that it kind of exploded right in my face, and it burned my hand. I was like, I said that was my mouse hand, and I had to finish the animation on my project with like a bag of frozen peas wrapped around my hand.
Wait, so those were the words that came out of your mouth?
Yeah.
When it exploded, you were like, "That's my mouse hand."
I mean, I prefaced it with an impressive streak of expletives, but then
okay,
then it was my mouse hand. Ram says that it keeps you from getting punched in the martial arts. You know what else keeps you from getting punched? Not leaving home.
Yeah,
very safe is a proven method I've found to avoid getting punched. Yeah, I'm a lost cause, Ram. Just letting you know, I'm a lost cause.
I say all this with Mike knows I always want smoke. Let me at him. Who said it?
Tony is the hothead of the group.
Surprisingly, right?
Well, tear apart.
Tear apart. Put him up. Put him up.
So, folks, when you reverse your poses, it's important to know that when you do rotations, forward and backward rotation stays the same, but swivel and tilt, you flip the values. And so it's positive and negative. So now we have this, which looks stupid, but that's okay. It looks like he's doing one of those climber machines where you kind of like just. There's no up and down yet. He's just running in place. Twirl is that there's no time to twirl, because that's one of the things about like the run. It's so quick that if I even tried to do things like a head bob on a run, it's really fast. It would just look very like jittery. But he's going to be jumping and swinging his axe, so there'll be at least some axe play, as they say. I don't know if they say that.
They say make sure you pronunciate
axe play.
When you say that there.
That's a young man's game. I don't know what that means. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
This is why you don't have outside influences on the B side. There's going to be a rule in place. Mike and Bradley are never allowed on the B side. Bradley's coming under the bus with me.
Bradley's sitting home like, I didn't do anything.
He's like, I didn't even do anything. What? Don't keep my name out your mouth.
Oh, so you're doing the skateboard, right? So yeah. This is a nice little compliment because Mike, like you're doing a skateboard, or you started a skateboard already for the Zelda
Link.
Yeah,
I did.
This has been a skateboard centric series of streams here.
We're pro skateboard here on the Stylus League.
Skater boys. Worst concussion of my life, skateboard.
I have never been able to skateboard. I could never figure that out. It was just.
I was okay until I tried to ollie over a chain about 2 feet high, and I caught the back of my skateboard on the chain. I fell and hit the back of my head on concrete. Never skated again. Never.
So, folks, here's my little drawn out animation here. So here's frame one. Got a little bit of forward lean here. Not that much twisting going on because again, it's too fast to have a lot of twisting. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to block out the in between now. Frame one is the left foot pushing off. Frame 7 is the right foot pushing off. In between, And let us split the difference and go to frame 4. And frame 4 is basically, you can see here the root is coming down a little bit, and that's really the contact pose of the forward leg. So if you do that in between, you kind of get a leg up on the in-between poses after the fact. So we're doing the contact pose now in between on frame 4 of the midpoint. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Ram says, Mike, Allen would have been a good proxy for your barbarian with an axe. That's the Invincibles guy.
Invincible Allen, yeah.
That one is like pretty much a finished sculpt, right?
Yeah, I have him back in like earlier when it wasn't so finished. But yeah. Yep, he's pretty done.
Ultimately, you're just going to have like a whole bunch of things to print. It's going to be once you get that down, because you have a lot of things that are pretty much finished. They just need to be cut and keyed, which is
hopefully. Yeah, I got to cut and key that Lionel. That was supposed to be the first thing I printed on the M3 Premium.
Yeah, I know. That needs to be done now.
Yeah.
Oh, I did rig him. That's right. I think that was on I did rig the Allen. That was actually something we did on a Stylus League stream, and then I think I plugged in the Crip Walk dance.
Wait, on Allen? You got to pull that up. You have that still?
Probably. I doubt it. It wasn't.
You don't ever lose anything.
It was but I mean, I think it might be a different computer, but it wasn't a perfect transfer of animation because I was basically just copying and pasting keyframes from a different rig.
Oh,
that's right. That's right. Okay, I remember now.
From the rigs who shall not be named. One of the Voldemort rigs.
Hate that rig.
A little bit. Bring this center of gravity down. You need to have the center of gravity down. Now, if you're doing a walk cycle, there'd be much more of a vertical shifting of weight, because when you're walking, you're really transferring the weight. When you're running, you're essentially just falling in a controlled way. So it's a lot less bounce, unless you're doing a bounding run, which is a thing. There are bounding runs. This guy's running into battle. You don't bound when you run into battle. Which you did when I was banging. I don't know what I'm talking about.
This is essentially the closest that you guys are going to get to a Sunday afternoon with Brad and Tony and I. Like this is pretty much, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm. We can't control what comes out of our mouths.
And thank goodness we don't have to. And say whatever.
What I found is that when you run, your arms don't seem to swing as much in a pendulum motion as when you're walking. They kind of pause at the far points.
I don't know about you, but mine does.
Speak for yourself. That's right.
You call that swag.
It's embarrassing when I run. I like to get those feet up as high as I can behind me too. That's the thing.
Yep. You want to kick your own ears.
I want to kick my own ears. I remember my kids mocked me for the way I ran one time, and I think that might have been the last time I ever ran. True story. They're like, I don't think you're supposed to run like that, Dad. Like, yeah, okay.
You're grounded.
Exactly.
Hey, Frederick here. What's up? Yeah, see? What's up, Brad? What's up, Tony? And whoever this other person is. Yeah, he's an intern. He's an unpaid intern.
I'm just here to make sure that they're doing it right. That's all.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
We've heard he's got a good coffee maker. We want to get a part of that.
If they don't get demonetized in the first 15 minutes, I haven't done my job.
I'm gonna grab all these guys and go to the opposite side and keyframe that. The whole thing. So.
I'm going to be very redundant in how I save this one, Brad.
Yes. Save it.
This was not.
And then send it to Dropbox, and then send it to Google Drive, and then send one to me, and then send one.
Yeah.
To,
Exactly.
Put one in the envelope and mail it to yourself.
I'm remembering how much I disliked this the first time.
Yeah. I believe. Yeah, we were quite relieved when it was done.
Mm-hmm.
Where's all the B-side merch? That, you know what? I was just about to say that I ordered a Stylus League T-shirt, and I'm excited to kind of have that come in. But yeah, see, there's no B-side merch yet, and I think,
I think when we nail down your logo, there's 100% we can get some B-side merch together.
The implication there, folks, in case you're wondering, is that he doesn't like my logo. The logo.
I didn't say that.
I
didn't say that.
That's what he's not saying.
I did not say that.
I didn't say it wasn't true.
That's like saying, it's like someone working on a sculpt for 2 years, and then Mike saying, "Oh yeah, but once you get those forms dialed in, we'll be good."
It's true. It's funny because it's true.
Mm-hmm.
We make fun here.
We have fun. Yes, really fun. Put my blood, sweat, and tears in that logo. Actually, I didn't, but I liked it. It felt retro, so
It reminds me of Odell meeting me for the first time and saying, "Hey, Mike, you should keep it up. I think you're going to be somebody one day." Mm-hmm. Thanks, young man I just met. Thank you.
And you know what? There's still time for him to be right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on it. I don't know, guys. I don't know if you guys have turned on Netflix lately, but you can't get around me these days.
It's true.
And really, as a narcissist, that's all I want.
Make the Beastman spin platters. Beastman doesn't have there's no rig on Beastman. That Beastman is, he's in that position for the rest of his life.
He's going nowhere.
I had a rig for him for the pose, and then, but that was back when it was essentially just a base mesh roughly in the shape of a guy. And everything else came in that pose. So yeah, that's that guy's not going anywhere. Oh, Ben said, did everyone see that email from Pablo? I think he dropped a new hairbrush set along with a ton of fiber mesh info. Ooh, that's good, because I avoid fiber mesh like it's like it's my job. I do not feel like
I'm going to say that's fiber mesh is a deep cut.
Yeah. We can't all be using Ordinatrix. Although, usually this is the time where Tony would tell us all about X-Gen for the 70
This
turn.
is for my idiot
Listen,
tutorial of X-Gen.
Tony is unf-wittable when it comes to X-Gen. He makes magic, and he has taught us. He has taught us so many times, and one day we'll actually listen.
I think you can tell though. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do a guy with an eye for a head.
Yeah.
That way, I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Or
everybody's bald. Everybody's bald.
If only.
Folks, if you've ever done a walk cycle before, you'll know the worst two poses to do are the two contact poses and the two in-betweens, because you have to seriously kind of like block them out almost from scratch. But once you got that, the in-betweens kind of almost take care of themselves, which is quite cool. Then you can just do some tweaking. He's already got a run going. He's not moving much yet, but he's getting there.
Nice. That was fast, dude.
Right. It's literally two poses before that happens, so that's good.
I don't know if you noticed, Mike T, but Brad doesn't mess around.
When it comes to walk cycles and run cycles, they're very fun to do. Like I was saying, because they're just physics. And what's not fun, I can tell you, is like trying to make someone act. Like, how many frames do you sit and think about something before you do something? I don't know.
That's why you got to record it.
Yeah, that's when I do. Some shorts I've worked on in the past literally would be hung up for weeks just because I just couldn't bring myself to do like a 5-second animation where a guy is thinking. Like, I just don't feel like doing it.
I refuse.
Really? It's just Jamie says spider mesh does not work. Apparently it can. If you sacrifice to the right deities and
To be fair, I've seen people do good stuff with fiber mesh.
Yeah, like Pablo.
but he's like, maybe he's the only one.
I still think one of the cool. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. I think it's on his ArtStation. He did that thing called the pug particle, which is easily one of my favorite things ever. It probably took him like 20 minutes to do, but it's just so cool looking. If you haven't seen the pug particle,
particle. Who's on Pablo's thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
Much like a dog.
I feel like it was literally just kind of like a way to experiment with fiber mesh. But it's just. Well, and also just the render is just it's so pretty. But it's just a simple little guy, and it's just. First of all, just go to Pablo's page because everything on here is just ridiculous. But yeah, so here's the pug particle. This is really good. Fiber mesh just looks amazing. Probably had a bigger version of this, but maybe get two. Yeah.
I'm very jealous of people who can control fiber mesh. I just can't do it.
Well, there's that one thing that you learned, right? About like going and turning off something like maintain length or something like that.
I learned none. I watch other people do it and I get mad. I'm like, nope.
Mm-hmm. Now we got those two poses, but he's pushing off here, folks. So as you can see, frame 1 he's pushing off. Frame 4 he's landed. In between frame 1 and 4, he needs to come up a little bit, not just across. So again, we only got 2 frames to play with this, but we got to make this look a little more like weight is being shifted. I'm very big on that. I don't know if you know that, but I'm very big on that.
Heard that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of weight being shifted, all right, here's the before and after. I'm still fixing it, but I think this makes more sense.
So much, yeah. And again, I love the fact that he's leaning so far to like his right, our left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, because like you have him leaning that way, but his waist is twisted away from that direction. Which again, I love that. It feels kind of chaotic, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah. We had, and even with this initial pose, we went through so many different poses trying to figure out what a lunge would look like for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't want to go back and look at when this first got started, Brad.
It was dramatically different, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that going to create sparks when it bounces on the floor and he runs? You know, if he does hit the floor, I would need to do that. My goal is maybe not to let that happen because that would require much more work. Oops. You know, so if it hits the floor, that probably means I messed it up. Let's see if I can fix that. But yeah, because that is a very large axe, and it's very likely that that might be an issue.
One might say that's a big axe.
It's a big axe. Yes, it's a big axe, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Andrew?
The leg comes forward.
What do you think, guys? Am I going to go see Turtles today? That might be.
Is that out already?
It's out today.
Tony, let it breathe.
No,
I don't have to go to first day.
How dare you? I want to support my turtle brothers.
You don't want to seem too thirsty on the first day.
Tony is quite a movie-going man.
It's
Yeah.
It's nice.
I call Tony the Oracle. He's seen it all.
You know, it's one of the few things that I do where I don't mind going out and being with the adoring public. You know.
You can have it.
Yep. It's all you.
Out is overrated, as far as I'm concerned.
It's. I mean, it's my own fault, really. But like, yeah, because when I'm watching, all I can think of is I like this so much more when I'm home watching it. Because I'm not thinking about, like, wouldn't it be great if I were home right now?
Cool.
I'm always going to be a movie guy.
Yeah, see, the Zadichu says, "Got to see the turtles." I mean, it's really like the look of it is so. I mean, obviously, it's very Spider-Verse-esque, which is to me is really cool.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, it does look good.
Get a little inspiration. Go buy some toys. I'm realizing I haven't done any poly modeling in a very long time.
Oh, and Maya, why are you doing it in there? That's weird.
I'm a little more precise.
Yeah, I kind of like modeling with a mouse myself. Ram was saying about Jesse Owens' footage would be a good reference for your pose. It reminds me of him coming off the blocks in the Olympics. Jesse was probably a little bit more smooth in his running style than
the Barbarian.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Carnage. You're talking about the Carnage.
Oh, yeah.
See, folks, this is why you get yourself a good NURB sphere and you bounce it. Because I think my initial blockout for this run speed was about twice as slow, but my little NURB sphere told me the truth. Just follow the bouncing ball. It makes sense. He's not done yet, but you know what I'm saying. Again, I'm going to use the S word here and say it's stylized. So the idea is, of course, that this is
stylized.
It's a little bit exaggerated, almost a little bit stiffer than I might ordinarily do if it was an actual person. It's because I kind of like the idea of trying to make this big guy's movement feel a little bit less natural feeling, but big and goofy. Now I gotta make his little head bob a little bit because it's bothering me a touch. A little bit of head bob there.
Save your work.
Yes, yes, indeed. I really like is that inward pivot of his foot on the ground. That when he's running like that toe pivoting outward like that, the heel pivoting inward like that. See, I'm just saying. I like
This
it.
one on the ground.
Yeah, the fact that it's like he's going. It's weird, but he's going to his right, but the foot is kind of like the knee is off to the left, which again, it almost looks like he's changing direction midstream, which is awesome.
Yeah. What do you think about the angle of the head? I'm trying to figure this out. I wanted him to be kind of looking towards the direction he's going, which is
exactly. Yeah,
I'm assuming to the right a little bit.
Yeah. Hannibal's having some issues with his Apple keyboard. Speaking of keyboards, how's your keyboard looking there, Tom?
I got the goop.
Oh, did you?
And I got that cleaning kit. So I got actually it was sitting right next to me. Super cleaner. So it's like slime. All it is the same slime that the kids make. So I got in there and gooped it all up, and I got the brush. I'm terrified to pop the keys off my keyboard, so I'm just gonna hope this got under there and got all that stuff out of there. But it was behaving. It was behaving okay today. And I bought.
Is it
like
mechanical?
Not the laptop keyboard.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You were talking about that.
For my laptop, my workstation keyboard, I have the mechanical Rocat. I love this thing. You can see it.
Yeah.
This thing is a beast. And I got a wired one because for whatever reason, wireless keyboards never served me right. Never, ever, ever. I like the lights. Nice and shiny.
I'm that way with wireless everything, basically. Like, I'm way too like mice, like Bluetooth stuff. I don't trust it. Like,
I'm either getting a lag or something crazy with it all the time. I don't trust that newfangled technology.
I know. I like it.
Oh my God! Oh, give me my wire. Where's my wire? So I was the same way about earbuds for a long time. I'm gonna lose it. And I still lose mine all the damn time.
Again, if you don't go anywhere, you're not going to lose it.
This is true.
True.
Same solution for every problem.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get caught up in American guns. Don't leave the house. Don't want to get hit. Don't leave the house. Don't want to catch COVID. Don't leave the house.
You're not wrong about any of these things. That's why I'm like, why are you leaving the house? I don't understand it.
Because again, that's my one thing. I love going to the movies. I think it's a nostalgia thing. You ever have you ever do something as a kid and you have really good memories of it? And that just becomes your thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Really good memories of childhood.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah. I understand. Where are my warriors, guys? I gotta watch that movie again. I can't remember last time I saw that movie.
Oh, dude, say word. That we can watch that on Sunday.
It was just on TV, actually. I feel like it comes on a lot lately.
Oh, really?
On cable, Showtime. I don't know. Mike has cut the cord.
Yeah. That's one of those ones I wouldn't mind just buying on Amazon, to be honest with you.
I'm sure it's relatively inexpensive at this point.
You'd be surprised. There was something I was going to trying to find the other day, and it was an old movie, and it's still, they were charging brand new prices for it. Can't remember what it was, though.
Toys R Us commercials are good. I remember Christmas was the only time of the year where we could actually like occasionally get toys because that was a luxury we couldn't have. And you remember getting those catalogs like the Wish book? I think it was called the Wish book.
Oh, we used to get the Sears catalog with all the action figures.
That was
yeah.
That was everything, man. Because like, okay, we were waiting all year. I want these 75 things. And we would get 2 of them, and that was all right.
That's the Sears. I would love just looking through at the toys. I still do that sometimes, just on the internet form. Just looking through Sears catalog around Christmas time. Jeez.
Wait, is that even still a thing?
Oh, I don't think so.
I can't imagine. It's called Amazon now.
Yeah.
I imagine a kid would look at you like, "What?"
Yeah.
It was Sears, right? That was that one.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
People are probably like, "What is a catalog?"
The obligatory girls and boys section, where you get your they had the what were those sports jackets? Where your team on it? Starter jackets. Oh
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I wanted moon boots so bad. Wait, what were moon boots?
You don't remember moon boots?
I do. I remember the word, but I don't remember what they looked like. Were they puffy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, moon boots were the joint for a while.
Dude, again, when I was a kid, we were. Well, I'll say we were on a budget, and the sneakers I got, like at the time, Jordans were a big thing, obviously. Just generally speaking, Nikes were big. The sneakers I got, my dad, I think, must have had a coworker who, like, literally just like sold. He would bring he would like sell shoes at work, like they were probably like made in an alley somewhere. With like it was like the most obvious knockoff, and it was those are the sneakers that I had. I can't remember what they were called because they weren't real. But
were they the whales? Remember the whales? Did you ever see those?
No, I don't know.
They look like Nike, but it was a whale instead of a swoosh.
Oh god,
that was a thing.
That would have got me beat up.
Oh yeah.
Can't do that in some places.
I don't say that. I just watched Itchy the Killer, Tombstone, and Gangster Cop and the Devil on free. Are these all one? Wait, are these different movies, or is that all one movie? Itchy the Killer, Tombstone, is that one? Is that like a full? Is that all one? And Gangster Cop?
I think Itchy the Killer is a movie. Tombstone is a killer, and Gangster Cop. Gangster Cop and the Devil. I've never heard of that one.
It's a sequel.
I just rewatched Itchy to Kill the other day, man. That's a thing there. It's pretty violent. It's a pretty violent movie.
Do you remember? I don't know how long this lasted, but do you remember they had these? I think they were gloves where when they got cold, like a design would appear on them, or some sort of like it would change the way they looked. Was that just me?
I remember those.
That was like for us. That was like, oh my god, the future is here. Like it's cold. And my gloves, it was like a robot glove. And when like it got cold, you could see little robot stuff appear, like a little.
Oh, temperature.
When I was gonna say, when I was in high school, we had this thing called hypercolors, which were T-shirts,
and
I think you get hot or sweat or something, and they would change color. It was
it was UV reactive. So when it would get to a certain temperature, when it went hot, not cold. Maybe it did work in the cold. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember stuff changing in the cold. Unless it was He-Man. Wasn't there like a He-Man character that did that?
Oh, yeah. You put him in ice water or something like that?
Yeah. Or Zartan, one of those guys. I don't remember.
I thought Zartan, his face came up or something like that.
Yeah,
yes,
but I think...
They were called Freezy Freakies.
Freakies. Zartan, didn't he put water on his face and his makeup, his eye mask makeup would come off or something like that?
Yeah, I thought his face did it not turn blue?
Mm-hmm. Well, no,
he turned bluish green when he was in sunlight. He couldn't handle sunlight. Something like that. Oh, so it's Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil is awesome. Has Don Lee. Okay. I don't know. Yes,
And Super 7 makes some great figures.
Dude, that's one of the characters I really thought would benefit from from a real good
remake
sculpt, like just an awesome sculpt of Zartan, because Zartan is kind of got some funky things going on there. I bet you can do some cool stuff with it.
Robot, they got multiple heads. Classic Kung Fu grip. I need to get off this website immediately. I'm on teacher salary fumes right now. I don't need to be both.
Yeah, you don't need both, man. That's why. Yeah, that's why you actually look forward to the summer ending, because it'd be nice to get paid again. Mm-hmm. I came across a cartoon series called Biker Mice from Mars.
That was great.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay, I have not heard of that one.
Biker Mice from Mars was wonderful.
Biker Mice from Mars. Is it what it claims? Is it what it sounds like?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It was a Turtles knockoff. Biker Mice from Mars. And for some reason, now that you say that, there was something called Immature Radioactive Samurai Slugs. I don't know if that was a parody or what. But here are the Biker Mice.
I think that was a fever dream, Tony.
That you can't tell whether they're joking or not. That's what I thought about when I heard of the Ninja Turtles. I was like, is this a joke, or is this, sounds like they just do a bunch of
Biker Mice figures too. Yeah, this is a dope show.
Yeah.
That was not a fever dream, Mike. All right, Immature Radioactive Samurai Slugs.
Oh,
nope, there it is.
Okay. Yeah.
It was the Tiny Toons thing. See? No, I'm not crazy. The verdict's still out on that, but.
Oh yeah. See,
it was a Tiny Toons thing.
Mm-hmm. It was like one of their little skits.
Oh, now it all makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Showed you, Mike.
Oh man, I got this cool shirt. I think I'll save it for what's good, but I wanna talk about it. I'll wait. I want to wait. Save it for what's good. It's cool though.
What, a shirt you got?
Yeah, forget I said anything.
I'm gonna hype this shirt up for the next 4 days.
What is the shirt? Tell me about the shirt.
I mean, billboards.
Yeah.
It's like
You,
the
sir.
Matrix when it first came out.
You are, yeah, right. Your shirt tees. Don't do that.
Nothing's worse than the old shirt.
The old shirt tees.
I don't know. The shirt is kind of subpar now. Now that I see it.
It's not. It's dope. All right, I'm going to show it to you. You guys suck. I'll be right back.
He gave into the peer pressure. We win.
All right, yeah, let's see what we got to see what this is here.
I think I am over engineering the skateboard because nobody's going to care about this stuff. Except me.
Oh.
So
I was gonna say, when has that ever stopped you from doing?
you're right. You're so right. But I do think this is enough to kind of get the idea.
All right. You guys are ruining what's good, but here it is.
You'll have some prints to show during what's good, man. What are you talking about? You got the Hulk stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
But don't, now you spoiled it. Well, you haven't showed it yet. So.
Yeah, act surprised, guys.
It's zombie Master Shake.
Mm.
And it's got a puff ink on it. You guys can't tell, but there's puff ink on there. Zombie Master Shake. Anybody knows Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah.
Yeah, since we're talking about these shows. So, anyway, it's dope. Costs way too much money, but I love it.
I do like it.
Yeah.
I spend way too much money on it.
I mean, listen. You got to treat yourself every once in a while.
You're right. Like, I'm looking at this Wily Kid and Wily Cat right now.
You got to get off that site, man.
I do. Yeah. I know you're right. Look at this.
I like the Super 7 stuff. Don't get it wrong, but it's not cheap.
You.
They're going to get you.
Playing with fire. I'm a skateboard looking fellas.
Real skatey. You just send me that when you're done with it. I'm gonna use it for my link.
Didn't know that was coming.
There's zero way I'm gonna resculpt the damn skateboard when I don't have to.
But did you lose that too?
What's that? No, I mean I haven't. No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
When I say resculpt, I mean Tony's done it. So why should I?
Yeah, that's true.
Brad, I'm going to be on the Pixelogic thing next week, the ZBrush Live. I don't know if you know that. I haven't been on in a while.
I know that you're talking about being on there again. So so what day is it next week that you're on there?
Next something.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Make sure you tune in next something.
I got to tell you, listen, My art is only second to my promotional skills. I don't know if you know that about me. Incredible promoter. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look on the calendar. I mean, I probably could do it. It'd probably take like 2 seconds, but I don't know where my phone is. It's somewhere on something.
It's all cylinders today, Mike.
Let's see.
It would be funny if you're like, oh, I should be on right now, actually. Gotta go.
Oh, I'm on now. Yikes. Let's see. Well, crap. One day next week, I'll be on, coming to a channel near you. You'll know. They'll tell you. It's next week.
Just check back. Just check in every once in a while.
To be determined.
Come back every day. One of those days, I'll be there. Better not miss it.
Bring back my sphere. I know when he jumps. There you go. Hannibal said next Thursday, August 10th. So maybe it's already up on ZBrush's.
That's it. Thanks, Hannibal. That is definitely right. Thank you. So I plan all the time to not have to do something. Thanks, Hannibal.
So here's the part where I have no idea how to do this. I'm transitioning from a run into a jump, and because I don't have a good fortune of having Tony act this out for me like he would do if he would.
Say no more. Here we go.
Tony, go get your axe, man. And
let me warm up and stretch. Let me lose 40 pounds first, and then I'll push-ups. Loosen up a little bit. Oops, I'm
Stretch. Like, nice. Break up those kettlebells. What are they? You know the things.
Ooh, that's said 1,000 words right there.
Kettlebells. Listen, I'm a fitness expert. I know exactly what they're called.
All the muscles. Arnold, look out.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch? I think Tony watched it. Did you ever watch the Arnold documentary on Netflix?
I have not seen it yet.
It's good, man. keep saying you should watch it. It's really good. Oh, remind me on Friday. My new What's Good is going to be the thing that I haven't been able to shut up about that I've been watching with Ari Cat. Remind me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I meant to say it last week. I forgot.
You see this clip called "LaMelo Ball makes Big Boy walk out of interview." I don't know what that is.
LaMelo Ball is a basketball player. He does the sports.
Big Boy.
Big Boy is West Coast.
Half of Outcast.
No, Big Boy is a West Coast DJ.
Oh, Big Boy.
Yeah, Big Boy. You know, like Funk Master Flex, that kind of DJ, radio DJ. Or is it radio or is it just streaming? I don't know anymore.
Why do you steal Big Boy's name?
He did not. I can see where you would think that.
Good save.
He made him walk out of an interview. I'm guessing he'd said something he shouldn't have. I can't watch that stuff. I have a case of Fremschamen, which is I think a German word for
Schadenfreude?
That's Schadenfreude. It means like vicarious shame. So like I don't like awkward situations because I feel it.
So LaMelo Ball, I know how we like to talk about sports. But he was a kid. His dad. He has two brothers, and they all kind of went to the NBA. And he was a really big high school star. Got all this hype, and his dad was famous because he would push him to go into like the European League instead of going to college. He's a good ball player. I don't know how thrilling this is, all of you.
Also, his dad is pretty amazing at talking about how his kids are the best kids ever.
Yeah.
The best at everything. So that's dope.
There's that also.
If you ever want to see a great skit, watch Kenan Thompson doing him on the Saturday Night Lives.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
But I thought he had settled down a little bit since he went pro, but I guess not. Did I tell you guys somebody won $1 million at my local Wawa from the lottery?
What?
It happened last week. I just found out. I was at the store yesterday. It was not me. And if it was, you would never know.
Tony's like, I robbed.
I will admit to nothing. I think last week when it was up to like $1 billion, somebody hit a few of the numbers, which is dope. But it was not me, people. I have to go to work in a few weeks. Yeah.
I love the fact that when jackpots, like lottery jackpots, get to like hundreds of like $500 million, everyone's like, "Oh, now I'm going to go buy it," as if the standard, $10 million isn't worth your time.
Isn't that funny?
I'm not gonna get out of bed for $10 million.
But I did get my ticket. Just saying. I got my ticket.
Listen, I would feel far less bad about losing $1 billion than I would about losing the scratch off. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. And spoiler alert, I'm losing both of those things. So
Damn, what kind of system would I get with that kind of money? I'm thinking about it. Just ball out? I feel like you'd have to.
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. But where would you put that on your yacht, Tony? I mean, you know.
Hey, my yacht can handle all of it in the office. I put it on the helipad, of course.
That's true.
Jesus.
That's true. You have that
What are you
helipad.
talking about? You guys might not know Brad has seen my future yacht
mm-hmm.
when I hit it big.
Yeah, I was remember. Don't forget, Tony. You know, when the time comes to hire a ball boy, the one to go jump into.
Oh yeah,
the water.
somebody has to jump in the water to get the basketball from the basketball court when we inadvertently drop it in the ocean, because that's bound to happen.
Yeah, if you ever miss, which of course, boss.
I will never miss.
You never miss, boss. But
Mm-hmm.
It did happen.
I mean,
Unless, of course, the water is 100 degrees, in which case maybe I want to change my.
I mean, I would pay 6 figures for it, obviously.
Okay.
Couldn't have my ball boy being a peasant.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I remember when I used to, before I had enough money to build my own computers, I'd go on the configuring pages for Dell or a Mac or Alienware, and I just load up the cart with all the most expensive crap. Everybody does that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
To see what happens.
And one day you accidentally hit checkout,
and my credit card will go crazy. The police come to my house.
Can you imagine? Thank you for your order. No.
Oh my God, they're quick to give you credit for anything because they know you got to pay that shit back. You're approved for $20,000. Oops, you just spent it. Love it.
Oh, nice, Tony. Our skateboard's going to have UVs and everything.
Yeah, man. Wait.
Thanks, man. Thanks, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's how we roll, Mike.
Say again?
That's how we roll, Mike.
That's right. That's right. I know how we do.
Now you got is that you're doing some Arnold? You're doing you got the HDR for the Arnold thingy there, Tone?
Oh yeah, when I had the textures on, just as a base light, I just use the HDRI, and that helps you modeling or doing stuff in the viewport. If you turn the let me turn this off. Textures on, give a nice little look. And then I'll usually use HDRI as like the kind of like a fill light, and then I will art direct and put some other stuff on there, like a spotlight or something.
And you have to use Arnold lights, right? Like
You can use. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. You can use regular lights, like what am I trying to say? The Maya lights, but you have to enable the Arnold setting. So that means you might have to increase the exposure for them to show up, because for whatever reason, the Arnold or the even the Arnold lights, the exposure is very low. So you kind of got to crank up that exposure a little bit. So what I got to say about that. Getting all tongue-tied and whatnot. So there's a skateboard. Gotta get some textures on that bad boy. And I probably gotta take this into ZBrush and break up the symmetry a bit. But pretty productive today.
Nice.
Pretty productive. Yeah, I gotta do things like move the hoodie around the book bag. I gotta do a bungee cord, tie it around the skateboard. Daughter's leaving the house again.
She said, I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Learn watching you, Dad. That's a deep cut for a lot of our audience.
I think Ram and Hannibal, only ones that get that.
Yeah. I think I'm getting spoiled by a group that I teach during the week. They're really good kids. And I'm gonna go into the school year thinking everybody's a really good, quiet, well-behaved, enthusiastic kid. And it's all a lie.
Like, oh yeah, you guys.
I know. We're gonna get spoiled.
Because it's crazy because we go in, they're all happy, like, hey, Mr. Moore, look what I did. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Timmy, I'm not saying the real name. Timmy, that's great. We chill, listen to music. I paint my Spider-Man. And then in a couple weeks, there's going to be curse words and disrespect and Musk. Lots of Musk.
Well, I thought using specifically for different animations, i.e., one for running, one for swinging, one for that's. I mean, especially if like something like Spider-Man. Like I did a rig for Spider-Man where I basically had a version of him that could shoot a web.
I remember that. It's on Sketchfab, right?
Probably is, yeah. It definitely makes, especially if you're going to be doing like an animation, like you don't need to make a rig do everything. In fact, if you try and make a rig do too much, it can get really heavy, really fast, and problematic to use. And yeah, I've done, like if I know there's a shot where I need to kind of do something specific like that, like a web shooting. Yeah, I mean, I definitely just take a rig, and have a rig that is designed for a certain type of action or shot. Take the existing rig and tweak it. That way, if you have to make some tweaks that might kind of affect some of its other performance. Yeah, I've always done that. I have like a bunch of variations saved as like this kind of a rig, this kind of attack rig, this kind of thing. Sometimes I just, because it's easier instead of having to try and animate around some of the functionality that you've given it because it's not always relevant. Yeah, just absolutely. I think that's easier to do it that way, to have a bunch of different, basically, almost like stunt doubles for things that need to be specialized. Because I try always to try and keep my rigs from getting too bogged down with stuff, just because I feel that's it's just more problems than it's worth. It's easier just to have it be more easily kind of like, what's that word, specialized or functional. Yeah, because that's definitely what I would do if I had it, depending on what I'm doing. But I've always tried to kind of keep the rigs light. And so if you have something that needs to be adjusted for a certain kind of functionality, have another version of it, because that way you can go back to the original and not have to worry about working around stuff that you had to. It's a pain sometimes. Like if I'm doing a short, then it's definitely not always the most fun thing sometimes to kind of have to worry about which rig am I using. But half the time, this is what I do. Like I'll have blend shapes or expressions or whatever that are useful for one shot only. So I won't even, so I'll have like 3 different versions of a rig. I'm like, wait, was this the one that could do this and one that can't? Sometimes I can be almost like Mike in my lack of organization, which is, it pains me to say, because it's, it's not always, but it's true.
There you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and that's stretchy limbs, for example. Yeah, like I've done rigs like that. And again, if you have a certain type of animation where you need to use them, but like for this, I already have kind of plans to do some things which kind of play around with stretch and squash and stretch. And I really think that I'll just end up, for the sake of that one shot, just putting a lattice on the whole rig and just like deforming it like as I go, and then just never coming back to that rig again. Just because, yeah, rigs are complex enough as they are. Trying to make them do more than they should is just going to cause all kinds of problems. Because if you mess up, if you change one thing, it's like dominoes, man. Everything just kind of collapses.
I'm the least unorganized person that you know.
Might not be entirely accurate, folks, in case In case you're curious.
Because you're paying attention. That might not be true. Just
might not be true.
So, I can't help it if I was raised in an environment where if you're pretty, you don't have to be organized.
fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm a product of my environment.
What do you call that? Pretty privilege.
That's right. Damn straight.
What is turning here? Now, generally speaking, in case you're curious, folks, I would ordinarily switch the arms to IK once he hits the ground here to kind of let this stay in place. But this is just a proof of concept, so I'm going to say no to that. The proof, what I'm trying to prove is that I'm too lazy to do it the right way. I think it has been proven. Success. Create a camera I can use. Let it never be said. Use the cameras to hide all the bad parts of the animation. This is the way. This is the way.
See what you did there.
Oh.
Yes, that looks kind of cool.
Was that now?
The sign of this looks like a dope skateboard. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, if it's not dope tone, then there's no point.
If it's not dope, there's no point. You know me, it's got to be funky.
That's what they say about you
If they say anything.
on these streets.
There we go. So he's been pretty mellow, guys.
I think that's
Mhm.
good. We've been doing some stuff. It didn't occur. I kind of forgot halfway through. Like, oh yeah, I also have to make him jump, and that was an unpleasant surprise. Man, we're getting. I feel like when I'm doing this, and I know that we're almost at 5. I feel like it's like Face Off at the end when they they were all like rushing to get everything done by then. I don't ever watched Face Off. I used to love that show.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. This is a fast show, dude.
I know. See?
That's how we roll, Mike.
That's not too bad of a clip that you guys moved at on the B side. I've never been on the B side before.
It's a good place to be. So, take a look here now. Again, it's a very rough animation here. But, oh, I go through the floor at some point. I shouldn't do that. Folks,
6
if you
o'clock
ever
today,
get-
we are going to be doing a new interview. I can't tell you who with, but we got a new interview coming up. Somebody
Oh, nice.
dope. Yeah. So
Folks, if you're ever using the camera animation and the camera goes to the floor, just keep the floor off visibility wise, and then bring it back on before you realize that it's gone. There you go. It's all good. And now. Archimed asked, do you guys use polystone resin or just smooth cast the 300 to cast your statues? I've always used smooth cast. Is polystone resin like affordable, or is it? Or does anyone know? Or is that like a major increase in price? Because that's usually what sideshow stuff is, right? Polystone.
Yeah.
I think that could be a little pricey, but I mean, not prohibitively pricey.
yeah, I use Smoothcast.
Like I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know where is the smooth on do polystone? Like I'm curious about that now.
They have everything, don't they? You'd be surprised. Get that?
All right, folks. So it's 5 o'clock. Let's see. Okay, so Tony, are you back in substance now?
Yeah. So
Tony's got substance. Damn, man. What do you got?
Hold on one minute, homie. I modeled a skateboard today. I think I did a decent job. So I'm texturing it right now in Substance Painter. So he has a little monkey graphic at the bottom. I'm working on the grip tape at the top. I'm going to put the metal and the plastic on the wheels. Here's what it looks like in Maya. That's what I did most of the time. I'm going to take this into ZBrush and make the little bungee straps and pose them a little bit to match the concept. So here's the concept. Here's where I'm at so far.
I love the Band-Aids.
And that's what happens when you're not careful. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, B,
Nice.
what's up, B? He had a quick question from Mike. Do you still use PLA? I don't know that you do you?
Yeah, I haven't used it in a while. I got rolls of it under my desk there. But haven't really messed with it in a while. My Ender is kind of, if I'm being honest, it's kind of gathering dust. Yeah, I'm on that resin. Once you go resin, you can't go back. It's kind of hard to go back.
That's true.
That's what they say. That's what I've heard.
Polystone is not that expensive, guys.
Oh no.
Oh really?
Where's this go? I saw one that said $25 for 48 ounces.
I'm curious to see how it feels because I mean plastic resin. I don't know how it feels different. Like what the main difference. I have to kind of like do
It's heavier.
Is it heavier? Okay.
I don't know. You might have to do some experimenting.
Yeah, Mike's got.
Thanks, guys.
I guess.
Yeah,
I think make sure you save this 75 times. But yeah, that's.
We'll see the work.
Yeah. So this guy initially was looking like this, which he has his left arm up, left knee up, and he's very straight up and down. So like if I solo this out, he just feels much more stiff, I think, if I'm looking at it. So let's put this here. And then go to the other one. And like this is the front view from the other one. So I feel like this one feels more like he is actually running towards you. He's about to leap on you and do what Carnage does, which is probably not nice. I don't know.
No.
He's gonna.
That silhouette's so cool, so much cooler now. Like that
Thanks,
view
man.
right there looks really cool with that right arm up like that. That's really.
Yeah. So now this, I'll probably do, what I'm thinking I'll do is a swap out arm because I like the idea of having one with a scythe. So I'll go back to the scythe on one of these arms, whichever one makes more sense. Probably this one like I had it before. Yeah. So we'll swap out arm. You know what I'm talking about. Yo, statue people, you know.
That scythe you did. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
May it rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But you know what's good because actually this, now that I look at it, and I mean I know you said you think we did more.
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
yeah, I don't remember.
I feel that the side that you ended up with had more of a curve to it than that, like kind of a curved further around. But I could be wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, on this one, he's got more of a tweak to his upper body, and the head is not as boring either. So I feel like this is the move. Mm-hmm. So listen, sometimes you gotta do a lot of work, then lose said work, then do it all over again in order to get it right. Wouldn't be the first time.
As the old saying goes.
The old saying goes that everybody knows from kindergarten. Thanks, Gus.
You know that old tale from the sea?
That old tale from the sea. Do the thing, lose a thing, search all your hard drives and flash drives and cuss a whole lot and then do the thing over again and do it better.
And that was an exhaustive search of every hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in the
Yeah,
area.
you ain't kidding. I only did it because Brad had faith in me, which was misplaced because that shit is gone, son. It's gone. It's gone.
I've been burned before, and I'll be burned again.
It's not the first time. This is kind of it's kind of my MO. That's what I do. Hey, thanks for having me on, you guys. This was fun.
Again,
This thing that we do every day without a camera, this was interesting. It was different.
It's nice to do it with a camera once in a while.
Exactly.
My little dude, just again, this is really more to kind of get a feel for how powerful I want him to feel. But yeah, I wanted to kind of get a little jump and then a big slam down with the action.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things that is kind of fun to do with your camera is to have the camera kind of trail a little bit. So when he jumps, right, the camera is a little bit behind because it makes you feel like he's going faster than you expect him to, right? And same thing as he comes back down. So again, just get a little bit of power to that guy. He kind of jams up, then slams back down. Look at this. Someone else is crashing the party here. Jeez, it's like
He
weren't
can't let me have. He literally cannot let me have anything. He can't let me have anything. This is what little brothers do. Can't let me have anything. There he goes. Nice.
I worked the whole work shift, and you're still at it. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. Brag much?
Whole shift. Oh, Brad, that's awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Get a little. Just imagine the kobold being behind that. It'd be kind of cool. Little slash, little hack and slash.
Tony hopped in substance and in 2 seconds painted that deck.
Tony's a substance king, man.
He's not.
I wouldn't say that.
19 masters the AO. When he masters the AO.
That's the only reason he came in here.
That's only
guys. Next time Stylus has a challenge, and you want to kind of win Bradley's vote, just dial up the AO on 95. Just kill it. Make it
shadows. I don't care what people say. Okay, shadows mean something. Okay, things touch, and when they touch, there's shadow there.
Gross.
There's shadow there. Why you gotta make it into that?
Because unresolved
why you gotta make it
childhood trauma.
It's like you trying to say, Tony? There were shadows when it happened.
Oh gosh. Okay. And on that note, it's Brad's show. I think you should do something about this.
There were shadows.
Don't go pulling the show up on me.
Don't rein it back in. Rein it back in. No, it's not mine. This is the Brad Groatman B-side. That's what happens when we crash it.
Oh god. Yeah,
What a world.
Ben's like, oh geez, you're both on here now. That means we should both leave.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brad. How do you wrap these things up? What do you do? I've never seen how you close these things.
Hey, I'm reading the comments. All right, I'm still working. Here.
Bradley's, see, you guys.
I'll take immediately.
The comments start.
Hey, if you guys didn't have your questions answered throughout the stream, now's the time to send them in. I'll make sure they get through.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Bradley's got 1 minute to sculpt something. What do you think he is, Tony?
I can't do nothing in 1 minute. I can't do nothing.
That's not what I heard.
We just got demonetized.
Hey, you heard right.
It's funny.
It's efficiency is what it is.
And immediately there was a dark turn.
Let's see. Ram says, how is Danny and will he return to the league one day? One day. Anything can happen. Anything. See? You see your questions in? I answer them. One day. Sun is warm, grass is green.
Grass is green. Not mine though. Not mine though.
Oh, Mike, man, you're a brave man revisiting the carnage. You're putting in that work.
Hey, listen, I can't not have this thing that I did before, so I got to bring it back. I was telling Bradley yesterday, I actually recorded 68 videos of the process of Carnage. So there might be a tutorial in here somewhere. I don't know.
Then at the end, you have to have a disclaimer. Note, pose has changed dramatically since the end of these videos.
Dramatically. Yeah, don't pay attention to the first 67 episodes.
Hannibal has a question at Mike. What is the last Ronin story? We are talking about it last week. I said they bit you.
Yeah.
I guess
I didn't realize. I knew nothing about the lore. I didn't know that Mike, like, that was essentially like an original idea.
If we could talk about it.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. You know, this is how Hannibal's like going to come on here and trigger me in the last couple seconds. Hold on, I'll show you. So I actually went on a speaking tour and told this story to kids. So around the world, they know how salty I am at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle people for this. All right, here you go. Let's see. So on my page here, I have this guy right here, which is who I called the last turtle. And I did this thing, it says like 7 years ago I posted it. I actually did it way before that for Corel. But I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Michelangelo, who's the jokey one of the group, he was playing around and making jokes and eating pizza, and his brothers ended up getting killed by Shredder. And so he would have to avenge his brothers. So on my guy, I don't know if you see this or not, gray screen. See, they don't want you to know the story.
Yeah,
they don't want you to know the story.
It's like you're going too deep.
Hasbro's like, don't tell them that. Don't tell them all about that. So how do I make it big? Okay, here you go. Boom. Come on, bro. No? Why am I paying for the pro edition of ArtStation again? I don't remember.
So you could struggle with using it.
Can you right click and choose open in image in new tab? Would that work if you get that?
There's a 4K thing here where when you normally click it, it goes to 4K, but it's not doing it now. I don't know why. That's
Click
the weirdest.
Little image at the very top corner, that little blue at the top. That, yeah.
I think that's a visual search. I don't know. But anyway, all right. So anyway, you guys can see this. Yeah, I gave him the old Ninja Turtle cartoon thing of the brothers as like his tribute to his brothers, his fallen brothers. Gave him all of his weapons of the brothers. When Deadpool 1 came out, you guys do the research. Whenever that movie came out, that's when I did this piece because I gave him a little Deadpool, little keychain, not keychain, but little thing on his on the sword there for whichever one of the turtles has that, and an iPod, which is in his pocket there. So that lets you know how old this piece is. These decide that they're going to take my story. Even look, he's even got a jailhouse tat with April on his arm. I don't know if you guys can see that. But they decided to take my story and make Michelangelo the last Ronin. Mine's the last turtle. You see, they got the Big Mac, and I got the Big Mick.
I was going to say that. The gold horn.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was it, man. I did this thing a long time ago, and I used to go on ZBrush Live and talk about it. And they even did like a whole 2D to 3D thing several years ago. And damn if it didn't turn into a popular series now that everybody thinks is so creative. So creative. So eat my shorts, you guys, for stealing my idea. And that's it. That's the story, Hannibal. Thank you for making me relive it.
Hannibal, why'd you get on here and make him relive his pain?
Thank you. Yep. Anyway.
Well, on that note,
On that sad, horrible note.
Somebody made millions of dollars off of that. You know what I'm doing? I'm sitting here wondering how I'm going to pay for my Uber Eats tonight. Thanks, Hasbro.
He's like, on that note,
Okay.
how do you end these things, Brad? I don't know how do you
Well,
interject? How do you?
what I say
See?
simply is thank you all so much for coming by and hanging out with us, because I know we're not the Stylus League, but thank you all for coming out with because you are the B side, so this is cool. I'm getting like Saturday flashbacks, which is nice. Yes, but no, thank you all for coming out and hanging out with us. Hopefully it was enjoyable. Hopefully you got some cool information out of it. Thank you so much, Mike and Bradley, for jumping in, because again, it's always way more fun the more voices we got. Tony, of course, always awesome to have Tony here with me, because it's so much more fun when we got everybody here. This is the Super Friends Network right here. I love it. So anyway, folks, don't forget to hit that like button. B, don't forget there's a link to the Stylus League store on the YouTube website, which is where I got my shirt, which is coming. I'm very excited about that. C, or 5, don't forget on Saturday at 10, part 3 of the Zelda sculpt is underway, and people have been working on that in their downtime. I've seen it. It's very exciting to see that coming together. I can't wait to see Bradley's sword, which I'm sure he's finished by now.
I'm not. I'm a little bit.
But if not, again, anyway, we'll hopefully see you on Saturday morning. Bradley, what do you got? You got anything? You got anything you want to say?
No, you did it. Fantastic. That's awesome.
Thank you again for stopping
Another one
by.
in the can.
Hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday, but hopefully first we'll see you on Saturday. Have a great day, folks.